All right, everyone, I want to talk a little bit about like pre-event meals. Right, so we've been really getting into the hydration and how that maybe that high carb diet helps with that. We'll also want to talk a little bit about what you want to do prior to the event, like day of, right? So we're talking about a lot of times if you're going on a marathon, you're doing some long distance running, you're doing some sort of some long distance stuff where you know you're going to have to power through it for a while. Right, what we're looking to do, right? We want to keep our meals relatively small, right? We want to have easily digestible foods, right? We don't want to bog our bodies down trying to digest a bunch of stuff. So what we're looking at is like 4 hours prior to the race, we want to take in about 500 calories, and 2 hours, we want to take in about like another 200. And what should these meals be comprised of? Right. Well, first and foremost, they should be high in complex carbohydrates. Right, so we want to limit our simple sugars, right? Because then you have this instant like insulin spike, right? And then you have this crash. We don't want that to happen. So we want to have things that are a little bit more whole in nature when we're talking about the grains, right? The other thing we want to make sure we limit is your fiber, right? So fiber, hard to digest if not at all, right? But it also helps like with bowel movements and things along those lines. And if you've ever gone out and exercised after eating a lot of fiber or having a lot of food with some fiber in it, you could get caught out in a pretty precarious situation, right? It happens. I've been part of races where I've seen that happen, but want to limit your fiber. And then you also want to limit your protein and fat. Obviously, protein doesn't really do a lot in terms of power in the body. Fat does. Problem with them is they're hard to digest or harder to digest. So your body's working and using energy in the digestion process, right? You have this thing called the thermic effect of food, right? And that's the calories that are expended in order to digest food. You want to make that as easy as possible. You don't want to have any stomach pain, right? So we're really not looking at taking in a lot of protein pre-meal or pre-event meal, all right? So pre-event meals, low in calories, high in complex carbs, low in fiber, low in protein, low in fat.